I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Lawanda.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And today we have a guest spotter with us. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Deborah and I'm from Bonaire, Georgia. Excited to be here.
And yes, and we also have another guest. This is Temisan. Temisan, say hello and let us know where you're joining from.
I'm joining from Maryland.
Okay.
Oh, great.
All right. So we are getting ready to invite our guest in. So guys, get ready. This is gonna be a good one. Hey.
How you doing, Miss Lawanda, Tiara?
Hey, Kris, how are you?
Miss Deborah, Ronald, Mr. Johnson, what up, brother?
What's up, my man?
Man, I'm chilling. I can't complain. Ain't a thing, man.
Look, if I had your hand, trust me, I'd throw in everybody else's hand.
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome. For those of you who are unaware, this is Kris Lofton, who is starring in the hit show Force as the character that everybody loves to hate, Jenard.
Yeah, these DMs is crazy. I'm excited about this interview because they was like, wait, no, we get six. It's gonna be 6 people who are actually fans of the show too. I'm like, oh yeah, this the one I'm excited about the most. I appreciate y'all.
Well,
Thank you. We are so excited to have you, and get ready because we about to turn the heat up. We need all the details on Jenard.
Okay, I got you. As much as I can, I got you.
Because we to put Jenard, we have a segment that we call Who Can Get the Hands. And you've been on the list as Jenard almost every week. We've been like, what is going on with this dude?
Yeah, I'm on that list.
You've been on the list.
Yeah, sometimes you are.
Sometimes, yeah, you know, one time you did get another, we got another one called the game ball. And you did get that one too, you know, so.
It's like an MVP. We
Yeah,
gave
like
you
an
the game
MVP.
ball.
Which
Because we-
episode did I get the game ball for? I want to see.
Well, we thought that you tried to save Liliana.
Oh, no.
So that episode, we were like, okay, he came through. He tried to save Liliana. But then when we saw the next episode, when you were complaining at the grave about, you know, E being killed and stuff, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe he didn't try to save Liliana. It was, you know, the drive-by was maybe to say to kill Tommy. So maybe you can clear that up for us.
But don't worry.
What were your intentions?
Don't worry. We're just like the Oscars. We won't take it back.
Well, we don't know yet.
I definitely was not there to save Tommy. Let's just say that. I wasn't there to save anybody. I was there.
Okay.
I was there.
Oh,
I was there on business. I wasn't trying to save nobody.
oh,
Okay.
Not Liliana, Miliana. I was there for Tommy. I slid. I spun the block one more time. That Jenard was spinning the block. He was spinning the block for his homie. That's what Jenard was doing. He had to slide. His homie just died. He had to slide. That's what from Chicago. Okay. That's all right. My homie died. You did it, right? It was you. I feel it. I'm sliding. That's it.
I feel you. And it became apparent the next episode at the funeral. I was like, oh, okay. Y'all, we misspoke. We gave him the game ball because we thought he was rescuing Liliana. And we're like, now we got to put you back on the hands list.
Yes, ma'am. I get it. I know. Yeah, a lot of people was hitting me up. I was getting a lot of tweets that day. Everybody was like, oh, yeah, they kind of got on Jenard's side for a minute. It was like, oh, see, Jenard, I knew he loved her. I knew he liked her. He kissed her scar, y'all. He loves Scarface. He went for his boo. He was riding for his boo. And I was just like,
not really.
Okay. I was like, okay. I was like, they not realizing next episode I'm about to shoot her.
Yeah, this is crazy.
So my question is, was it intuition or how did you exactly know where to go? I mean, you know, you showing up at Tommy's house, you know, Tommy had a crib that everybody didn't know. So for you to pull up like that, you know, is that intuition or what? Tell us, break that down for us.
No. Intuition ain't got nothing to do with it. Anybody can be followed.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's above being followed.
Right.
I'm just doing. I wouldn't be good. This line gets on my nerves, and I swear every time I filmed it, oh my God, I was like, I hated saying it. I was like, people already gonna hate Jenard because of what I'm doing. I was like, now the more I continue to say this line, they really gonna hate me because now it seems like I'm just bitching all the time, complaining. Sorry, I didn't mean, but it just sounds like that.
No,
you're good.
I wouldn't have been able to hold it down 15 years if Jenard didn't know how to follow somebody without being.
Right.
I mean, Jesus, I kind of been running CBI for 15 years. I know how to follow somebody.
True.
I follow.
Well, look, you did what you did, and whether it was for Tommy or not, that was a big risk you took, and it was a good look.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that, man. That was a fun episode.
It was.
Fun episode. All right, I want to jump to LaWanda and let her go ahead and ask her question.
Yeah, I wanted to know, when you first read Jenard, did you know that he was a character that people were going to love to hate? And if you did, how do you take that role and still make people kind of love him and root for him at the same time?
Oh, that's a great question. When I read it at first, I knew that he was going to be somebody that people were going to be like, see me in the streets and like really be like, I don't like you. I knew that. Because I remember the audition scene was a scene that ended up not even being in it, but the audition scene was something crazy. Like Jenard was kind of, because we seen bits and pieces of it. Jenard like sitting there talking, and he's just like, snorting, and he just really getting on that. But the audition scene was Jenard doing that, but sitting at a bar, and he just loses it, talking to E, and he break a beer bottle at the bar and just like get to fighting somebody in the bar and all of that and wilding out. So my audition tape was crazy. Like I really took it there. Like I really got the beer bottle and broke it and like really did all of that in the tape, got fake little coffee creamer and made it look like I did it all in the audition tape, and I knew then. And then from the dialogue, he talking about, how Cain killed Abel. Like he thinking like that. And I'm like, somebody who would plot on his brother in that way. He was like, do people ever think about how Cain felt? Everybody talks about how Cain killed Abel. Does anybody ever think about how Cain felt? Does anybody think about these things? I protected my brother. Like he just was like, it was like, oh, I see like how people are seeing it now. They're like, oh, is he plotting on Diamond? They had those subtle nuances of him plotting on his own brother in the dialogue. So I said, oh man, yeah, people gonna hate me. I'm gonna be walking down the street like, how you do that to your own brother? You need to get right with your brother. And that's what I'll be seeing that now. People like, I walk down the streets and people just be like, you need to stop that with your brother. Leave Tommy alone.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was all ready to tell you to leave Diamond and Tommy alone. But that's just a testament to your ability, because you are killing that role.
Yeah.
So,
you are.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. And to go back on your question, Miss LaWanda, I went into that knowing that, and I don't shy away from it. I just feel like you got to kind of humanize people. That I feel like that's what at least the good actors do, or the ones I look up to. You humanize somebody that is inadvertently evil, or conniving, or just they manipulative or whatever. But you gotta, if you can you have to find your why. I feel like in life and in film, as long as you know your why, you'll never like lose track of what your goal is. And as an actor and in such is life, like you have to have a why. Why are you doing this, Kris? Why do you want to be an actor? If you don't know your why, you'll get tripped up and you'll fall for anything if you don't have a why. If you just out here doing it because, well, I think it's fun, or I want to be famous. Like you got to have a why. And so I feel like when you're acting, when you know your why is he doing this? And you can show people that he does have a why. And then people can somewhat empathize with that, and it humanizes a person, because we're not all perfect every day. 365. Like we have some slip ups. We do some shady shit to people or something. And even if it's not shady to us, that don't mean somebody else's interpretation of it might not look at it as shady. So it's just like opening your world up for everybody else's opinions and judgment. If somebody was to record your every movement, they probably would be like, oh girl, why you lie to your sister like that and tell her that she would da da da, but then you talking about her with da 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 da. But just imagine having a camera rolling the whole time and a million people could watch. They would probably think a lot of us ain't shit.
Yeah.
But we still good people, you know, but we still good people. And that's how I try to play Jenard. It's like, why is he doing this as opposed to just, oh, he yelling all the time and he just want to fight? No, why is he doing this? And try to show it with because it's acting to me is all in the eyes. Like you can make your mouth say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anybody can. You can train a monkey to say some lines if you read them long enough, you know?
Yeah.
So your mouth can say anything. It's here. And if they can believe it right here, then they gonna empathize with that because they believe it. It's like, you know what? I don't like this nigga, but I kind of get it. I understand a little bit. I get it. I don't like you, but I understand.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Mm-hmm.
We do understand your cause, though.
I was going to say that, yeah, because we've seen the backstory of like the history with you and Diamond and how you kind of felt like you were forced into a position where you had to do something, you know, cover CVI instead of going to college and pursuing your real dreams. And so, like, I guess my question is, how does that influence things going forward with you and Diamond? Like, is that still going to be a point of contention, or is that something that you can eventually let go? Because it seems like you are really at Diamond's neck.
See, you know what? As Kris, I think that Jenard is like, I think that he has let it go. It's just one of them things, you know how people say, even if you was to ever go to therapy or something, they would say you got triggers. Yeah. There's just certain things that trigger Jenard. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people don't look at this aspect as well. When people get out of jail, they say that they have to readjust and get reacclimated to the real world again. You know what I'm saying? They've been institutionalized. But in a way, so has their family and friends. Because I have to get reacclimated to you now. Because I haven't seen you or talked to you at this capacity in 15 years. And not only that, but I've been running your business for 15 years. So a lot of stuff that you knew to be true is not true anymore. A lot of the ways you used to do things don't work anymore. I've implemented different systems. I have new relationships. I got a new connect now. I got this. This is what's happened. This is why people are like, you know, I'm trying to catch him up, but Jenard just feels like, look, wait, you just want to take it over and you think you can do what I've been doing for the past 15 years? You can't. It's more so like that. I don't think that he won't let go of the fact that he went to school. I think that he's just looking for that moment of validation. It's like how a son just want to hear I'm proud of you from his father, but he never say it. Right. I don't think that he's not let it go. He's let it go. It's just like, damn, you want to take it over and still ain't say a thank you yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear you.
That's a good point.
You still ain't even just said like, I see what you did here.
Yeah, I appreciate you holding me down.
It's just like, oh, I got it from here.
Right. Yeah, because I was wondering if you even actually wanted to give up the spot to Diamond. It seems like you hesitant to pass the torch.
Yeah, like I don't, you know, Jenard, he not hesitant because see, that's the thing. I never want, and there was a line when Jenard said, he said, I think it was with Blackston, and when he said, what did Jenard say? I said, it was supposed to be the real brothers of CBI when you came home. Right. To me, that was the underlying message. He never wanted to pass back a torch. He wanted to light his brother's torch again when he came home. And have two torches.
Got you.
See, his brother wanted to come back and say, oh, thanks for holding the torch. Cool. And he was like, nah, like, bro, that like, I thought I was proving myself to you for when you got home. I thought that because I didn't go to school and do this, and I showed you that I could do this, and not only do it, but take us from down here to up here, I thought that we could be partners. You want to be my boss again? Oh, no, I can't go back to being, you can't be my boss. You can be my brother. You can't be my boss. No. I've been doing this too long, baby.
That kind of puts things into perspective. And I think that's why we can kind of empathize with Jenard a little bit because we can see that point.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's kind of hard to see his point sometimes because they got him doing some crazy stuff. It's the underlying and the messages be deep. Like I said, I went to that one line when I said it was supposed to be us. The real, see, like you might just hear that line and throw it away, but it's little things like that show really where it's hard at, where its true intention is his why.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what shows his why. Because why is he mad? Why is he mad about Tommy? Because it was supposed to be the real brothers of CBI when he now. Why he's so mad at Tommy? No, he's not mad at Tommy. He's mad that his brother is running around with him as a partner and not me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I figured. Yep.
That's true.
Tommy could have been white. Tommy could have been black. He could have been Mexican. It don't matter. His name could have been Tommy. It could have been a girl. Why are you running around doing business with this person and not me? It don't matter.
Right.
Black, brown, beige, purple, green. Don't matter who it was. It just happened to be Tommy Egan.
I need to tweak that soundbite because there was a meme online of Jenard on a bike.
Yeah, I saw
Jenard falls off the bike, and then in a bubble it says it's Tommy's fault. So Twitter, especially Black Twitter, thinks that Jenard thinks that everything is Tommy's fault.
Yeah, and he basically is blaming everything on Tommy, and a lot of he thinks that a lot of the Diamond's choices as of late are influenced by him, because you know what I'm saying, like I said, he getting reacclimated.
Mm-hmm.
So in those situations, I feel like those people are almost the most impressionable when you fresh out of jail, ain't really got nothing to turn to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Most impressionable, because that's why 80% of them end up back.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the institutionalized cycle, because it's you impressionable because your old life comes back once you're out. Now it ain't no bars to separate you from the old life. You just outside in it now. So it's like and I feel like you letting this white boy be impressionable upon you. You know what I'm saying? Like and you need to relax. You need to go. I bought you a barbershop. Go cut some hair. I got it. Like, I bought you a barbershop. Go cut. See. Even. It's okay. I'm getting mad like it's my real life. Right?
Yeah.
You're a hell of an actor. That's what I have to say, man. You're a hell of an actor.
Thank you.
That's not. Now I wanted to jump from Miss Deborah for a second. Did you have a question, Deborah, for Kris?
Yes, I do. My question is, when you decided to take Dahlia to the guys in Ohio, it seems like you have no concern how that's going to affect your brother Diamond in the end game.
The Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, the Gary. Yeah. You're right. I'm gonna have to say you're right on that one. I don't. It's one of those. I think that situation is the epitome of one of those things. How people say, "Don't ask permission, ask forgiveness."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's that in art form. So it's like, look, I tried to ask you. I brought it in there. I told you, bro. I even did it. It's amazing. We need to have it. You cut my hair. I told you, bro. If I was in charge, I would do this. What would you do differently? I would do this. It's so good. I've been telling them. It's just how many times can you beat a dead horse? It's like, bro, you know what? Why am I asking you when I was running all of this for 15 years anyway? You know what? I'm gonna go do it myself. I'm about to just go do it. I'm about to just go do it myself. And I'll worry about that later. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Like I said, don't ask permission, ask forgiveness. So hopefully he forgive me.
Hopefully. Now, do you think once you find out that Tommy is running it, is there going to be a conflict at that point? Are you going to roll with Tommy with it, or are you going to put it down?
Hey, we got episodes left, Miss Deborah. We got.
I'm gonna be watching.
We're gonna see. I don't know. He got to find out soon. Jenard got some soldiers out there trying to gather some information. He gonna find out what he wants. So
that's a good question, though. Is Dahlia that good? Is it good enough to make you forget your beef with Tommy?
Man, it just might be. I don't know. I just want these next 2 episodes is crazy. I'm mad that we got a break this week. I'm so mad.
Oh,
I know.
We ain't seen it either. I haven't seen it. I want to watch it. Like, I promise you, it seems so long ago that I'll go back every time an episode's about to come on. I go back and open and just pull out my scripts in my email, and I go back and reread it. Because I don't even remember what happened. Like, because it felt so, when we was filming it, we was just living it, and it felt like almost like real. You know how, like, if one of your friends was like, girl, remember that time when we was in Mexico and we drove by and we saw that man on the bike, and he was like, what? No, I don't remember that. That's how this feels. They be like, bro, this episode about to be crazy. I'm like, for real? What happens this episode? They was like, well, you don't remember? We went over there, did this, and then I'm like, wait, what? That happens in what episode? It was like 7. I got to pull it up, go back and read it. I'm like, oh, Blackston. And then, oh yeah, I can't wait. So that's how it is now, because it seems so long ago.
And now that you mentioned like the filming process, because we've had Anthony Fleming on and we talked to Isaac Keys, and they talked about like behind the scenes how the cast is really like a family, like y'all get along so well. You guys go out and around the city. Most of y'all are from Chicago, so being back in the city, how is like the feeling of that amongst the cast, and how do you guys feel when you're in the city where the show is based and you're also from there? Like, what's the reception like?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. See, season 1 was crazy, like, for Joseph, like, because Chicago, we ain't seen no show like that getting filmed in the city. So like trying to film those outside scenes and Tommy just walking around the street of Chicago, bro, we had bus drivers pulling over CTA buses, getting out to try to take a picture because they see Tommy. Like, it was ridiculous. So I think this season's gonna be even crazier, because then we were just like, oh, who is that dude with Tommy? But now it's like, no, boy, I just saw Diamond and Jenard on this avenue. Now it's like, I just saw Diamond and Tommy. Like, now they know all of us now. Yep. So now it's gonna be even more different now. So I'm excited to see it. But that first season was like, it was beautiful. It was like, I enjoyed that moment. It was like that last moment of just like normality for a minute. Like, and that's what, like, I talk about that with my girl a lot. Like, I was enjoying those weeks and months before the show came on TV. But when I could still, I told my girl, I was like, man, babe, let's go to the movies before it's weird. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go. I don't even care what movie we see. I don't even care. Let's just go do it. I was like, babe, let's just go. I don't even care what I'm wearing. I want to go with a hole in my sock and my big toe sticking out. I want to go to Walmart and buy tissue and just stand there and no one cares. I was like, let's just go do stuff like that. Like, because it's gonna be over soon. Let's just go enjoy that. I was like, I want to go outside enjoying that my breath stink right now, and I know it, and I don't care. Oh my God.
But yeah, you better enjoy it, because you're on 2 big shows. Like, you're on Force and you're on Snowfall.
Oh man,
and I saw on your IG post, because that was one of my questions that I had for you. I was going to ask if we want to see you again, but I was snooping on your IG, and I saw you already announced that next week, or whenever we're back with Force, you're going to be on Force and you're going to be on Snowfall.
Yeah, I pop in on Snowfall. I just did 1 episode this season. We'll see. I don't know about next season. We'll see though. But it was just, I was just focused on Force.
Force,
like
right.
Force is where my focus and where my heart is, and I just wanted to lock in, because to me this was like the biggest amount of responsibility that I've ever been given as an actor, the biggest load of work that I'd ever been given as an actor. And as a fan, I love Snowfall. And even when I was a part of it, all of the people over there are great, the actors, I'm friends with them. I love the show. But I just was like, I need to be focused on this, because this is my Force, is my chance. This is my family. I pop in and I get that episode off, and I'm grateful, because I know what Snowfall and the Power universe mean to the culture. That's like, I don't take that lightly, and I remember days not even that long ago, like watching TV, wishing that I can be on either one of them shows. And it's like, not only did I do both of them, now they both gonna be on in the same week, and I'm gonna be on both of them. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I'm still a dude that's crazy too. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't take it lightly, but I also don't take it too highly either. You know what I'm saying? I never get too high, I never get too low, because that's just like, you know, it is what it is, bro. Like, I done been the dude taking the bus 2 hours and 45 minutes for $10 an hour one way, bro. Like, I ain't, thank you, but you know, it's cool.
It's major though. That's still very major.
It is major.
This is better than that, 100%. But at the end of the day, I ain't the dude who gonna blow smoke up my own ass. I ain't. I'm cool, bro. Like, you know, and you know, my people live in Mississippi still, bro. Like, cut it out. Like, you know, until my nieces don't live in Mississippi, I ain't doing shit. You know.
I heard that.
That's
I do remember you from Hardball though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you was on Ballers. I also noticed that you were Meet the Browns. I was like, so many great movies coming up. And so
that's what's crazy. Like, I've always said this. I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is funny. I always said that I was the person before Power. I was the person that everybody like thought, like, did I go to church with you? What church did you go to? What college? Like, what's your mama name? Is your auntie Miss Linda from that work at the school? I'm like, no, I just got one of them faces, don't I? I done seen you somewhere. It ain't. I'm like, I'm an actor. No, it ain't that. I know you. And I'm like, okay, I just told you I'm an actor, but I just had one of those familiar faces, but nobody knew my name. That's what. But see, Power made it where it was like, no, you that dude from Power.
Yeah.
That's Jenard. Like that's what Power did. It was like no more confusion, no more thinking at church in Mississippi somewhere or in Georgia. Like, no, you didn't meet me at church. Like, and that's what Power did, like you said. But I have been in so much stuff, and it was memorable, like little roles, but it was never like at this capacity. Like, I was never a series regular. Even Ballers, I think I did 14, 15 episodes, but over the course of 3 seasons, I was never a series regular. People might have liked me and thought I was, but I wasn't. Let me tell you, word to my bank account, I was not a series regular. Word to the way, I was not a series regular, but it was dope though. And those moments is what cultivated something like Power, and you know, not going into that situation worried about that I'm not a series regular, that I'm not getting paid this, he getting paid more than me. It's like, I don't care if you getting paid $150,000 and I'm getting $3,000, boy. You better come to act today, because I'm finna act like I'm getting paid $150. I'm finna try though. I'ma try. I might not accomplish it every time, but I'm gonna try to act like they giving me $150,000 an episode, boy. I'm finna cry anything I have. So Denzel snot coming out. And then the person who really getting 150, like, sheesh. It's like, yeah, y'all need to be giving that 150 to him. Like, I'm trying to cultivate that conversation. So I walked into everything like that. I didn't care if I was getting $10 or $10,000. It was like, we acting, what's up? So like, and that's what people was hitting me about too, with because True to the Game just came on BET the other day, and I was in that, and people was like, I didn't know Jenard. I just saw you in True to the Game 3, Jenard. They was like, damn, Jenard. I was like, yeah,
So we out here.
Been grinding, yes. And you know, Temisan, we didn't get your question yet. Did you want to hop in?
What's up, my guy, Temisan?
Yes. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you,
bro?
man.
You've been quiet down there, but I've been peeping the expressions. You've been in the conversation. You disappeared for a minute, turned your video off. It ain't none of my business, okay?
And, I wanted to know why Jenard takes the product. Like, is his discipline level not on the same level as Diamond?
I love that question. I have no concrete answer for that. I have what my interpretation and the backstory that I created for that is. And because I told you I try to find my why. Because I question that too. I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? Why is he just steady snorting this? You know, why is he doing this? So to me, I looked at it like that's his, in certain situations, his defense mechanism. That's his vice in a lot of ways, what he turns to when he is hurting internally about these things, when he's waiting for that validation from his brother, that approval from the father to say, I'm proud of you, son. But he don't have nobody to talk to about it. And then also, the people that I know from Chicago, like real dudes who in the street, like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm really from Chicago. So most of them people, before they get ready to go do some wild shit, they load up on whatever it is they do. They popping pills, ecstasy, perks, whatever, and they turn into zombies. And then they go out there with their gun in the car and go catch a body. Cause now they feel like they've took themselves, they feel nothing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I use that as that. So like, that's why even in the last episode, when I robbed the pilgrim, when I robbed right? When I robbed him, I purposely kind of walked up to him like it looked like I could have been high.
Yeah.
I thought you looked like a fiend.
Yeah.
Exactly. I did that on purpose. Like, you know, I did that on purpose. That was a choice of mine on purpose because I wanted people to know, like, oh, that ain't really him, but it's him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he uses that to turn into the person that he needs to be to get the job done. But deep down, I gave up college for this.
Yeah.
I'm smart, bro. I could have been. All right, who you need me to kill?
See, that answer scares me though, because I'm like, I was wondering, like, would you have it in you to take out your own brother, Diamond? And that answer made me like,
I think so.
You might got it in you.
I think so.
I don't think so. I think it's like all siblings, we fight. I have a twin brother. We used to fight every day, and it just happens. And we might fight, but you couldn't jump in. You best be on the other side looking. But I just don't feel like that's where you are. You are a hell of an actor, though. I have to give
he is.
You are a hell of an actor.
He is.
But I have a question that is a little relevant to the program itself, because in the program, you let school go to run your brother's drug organization.
Yes,
but in real life, you turned down Grambling State baseball career.
Yeah,
well, that's huge. And so I just want to ask, and then I don't think there are any, but do you have any regrets, or can you say that was a move that you're happy with? I'm
very happy with it. I always because I had a two-way scholarship to play football and baseball. I was a two-way athlete. I was on my
okay.
Like, I was nice. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I was nice, especially at baseball. I was
Jack
good
of
at
all
football.
trades here.
I was good at football, but I was nice at baseball. Like, good at football too, though. But I just always looked at things. My mom always used to tell me that boy been here before. I was like 16, 17 years old, thinking of things in a way like I was 40 already. Like, so I remember coming home to my mama and literally telling her, I was like, Mom, you know what? I thought about it, and I don't think I'm gonna go to school, Mom. And she was like, what? You not gonna, what you mean you're not gonna go? I was like, I don't want the scholarship. I'm not gonna do it. She was like, why? I say, Mom, I go out there and get hurt, or I don't, or I'm not as good as I think I am, or this or that. I was like, Mama, I said, if I don't make it, in baseball is different. They got rookie ball, AAA, single A, double A, then MLB. So if I don't make it to the MLB, them dudes in all them farm leagues, I said, Mama, they got jobs in the off season. They not making no money. I said, and then at the end of the day, I already been doing this. At this point, I'm 17. I've been playing since I was 5, 6 years old. I've been doing this 10, 15 years already. I'm finna go put another 4, 5 years in college, and still no guarantee that I'm gonna make it to the pros. I said, but the shelf life, it has a shelf life too. There's a certain age limit where it just caps. Most football players, 34, 35, it's over. Baseball, you might could get to 40 because it ain't that much movement. You could be a DH. Not play the field, just be a DH, play the 40 max. I'm like, man, I don't like those odds, Mama. I can go out there and get hurt or whatever, or they put me on the bench and I just wasted all this time. And now I look up, I done wasted 20 years trying to play sports and I don't know how to do nothing else. And I so far behind on the acting career because now I'm the dude who was in hardball 15 years ago, who ain't been in nothing since, because I was chasing this dream, thinking I was gonna make it to the league. I was like, Mama, but at the end of the day, if they don't make it to the MLB or the NFL, they gotta have jobs. But if I go act, I ain't got to be Will Smith to not ever work a job, Mom. I said, I don't care. I said, people, I don't need fame. I said, Mom, nobody ever has to know who I am, Mama. And I can make enough money to never have to go to work. And nobody ever knows that I'm a dude on TV. It could be a show people never even watch. I said, and if I get out of shape, there's a role for the out of shape dude. If I lose all my hair, start going bald, there's a role for a bald dude. I go outside and get hit by a bus right now and I'm paralyzed. There's a role for a nigga in a wheelchair. I get old. If I can still talk and walk and I want to do it, there's a role for an old person too. Sports can't say that. Boy, I could be doing this till I'm 80.
Beyond your years, my brother. Wise beyond.
And we getting royalties. Like, you got to work, you got to play a certain amount of years in the league to collect a pension.
Right.
I go out there and get hurt game one, ain't no pension for me.
There you go.
It's over with. And I just wasted 23 years playing damn football and don't know how to do nothing else. Now I'm the dude who's sitting around talking with his friends, showing highlight tapes about what I used to be. I ain't never want to be that.
Yeah.
I ain't never want to be that, bro. I ain't never wanted to be that.
Wise behind your years, man.
I'll be so happy just being an actor. Nobody knows. I said, if people start knowing me one day, then great. If I start making more money than this, great. But in my head, I was like, Mama, if I can act, pay my rent, not have to live with nobody and not sleep on the couch, and I got a bed and a mailbox that got my name on it, and my name is actually on the lease and nobody else's, and I got money to eat and do this, and all I did was act and didn't have to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to a job I hate. All I did was act. And I can do that till I'm 80. Cool. If y'all end up giving me $1 million, even better. But I didn't even need it. I was cool.
That's real. That's real talk, right there.
That is real. Too late. Everybody's gonna know you now.
Exactly.
Yeah, as you say that, it reminds me that you were kind of on the path that Isaac Keys was on in real life too, with the sports, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, but you find yourself, that's your fellow actor. It almost seems like this was a job that was made for you. Do you get that sense? Because it was like y'all were gonna run into each other at some point. But here you are as castmates. Do you feel like this role was yours? It was specifically meant to you. Do you have that kind of what is it called? Serendipity. You have that kind of feeling.
I 100% do, especially just knowing what I know, the behind the scenes stuff, and knowing that I've auditioned for every Power, every spinoff from the beginning to every single one. Didn't get any of them. And then to audition for the Tommy one that films in my hometown, the city that I moved from to LA 6 years ago, is like, and I'm playing a dude from Chicago on my favorite show. It's like, nah, this one was made for me. That's why I didn't get Lamar Cyrus. That's why I didn't get, Uncle Lulu or Uncle Marvin on Raising Canaan. That's why, because you were supposed to play the dude from Chicago in your city on Tommy's show. And do that. And the same thing like with Isaac. I've known him throughout this process and journey in LA, just as Black actors out here in LA. We see each other at events. We know a lot of the same people. We would say, what's up? We got pictures of us at some events together, just like saying like, yo, what up? And 3 years later, we playing Brothers on Power. Right. Like, so I definitely feel like that with this role, that this one was 100%. You can't write a better story than this, bro. Like, and especially, like I said, I'm really from Chicago. So it's like, I know the Jenards in real life. I could have been a Jenard in real life had I not taken on other pathways and stuff like that. So to play that, and my mom would say that what God has for you is for you, and can't nobody take it. And this was like the example of that, because they was already gearing up to cast somebody else for this role. And somehow, some way, by God and by way of God and Joseph Sikora, my audition tape ended up on the creator's desk when they was getting ready to press the button to cast somebody for this role already. And I'll never forget, Joseph told me the story. He said, he tells me every time, he's like, Kris, I'll never forget it. Walking with my wife outside of Trader Joe's, shot me a text message. I look down and I see that handsome mug. And you just start doing your thing. And I'm watching this tape and I stop right there. We're on 134th and what, honey? What were we at? And 9th, Trader Joe's. And I stop right there in the middle of the street and I say, honey, this is the guy. I found the guy. I don't know what they're about to do, but this is the guy. And he says, I sent it to 50. Then 50 sent it to Courtney. Then Courtney sent it to the creator. And then the creator sent it to the showrunner. And then before I know it, my agent was calling me saying, hey, the creator of the show wants to talk to you. Huh?
Mm.
I was like,
Wow.
they had already, I guess, I don't know. They saw my tape, didn't see my tape. It got lost in the sauce because so many tapes were submitted, whatever happened. Joseph Sikora stepped in and said, did y'all watch this tape? Yeah, Kris, we love him. He's great. I don't know if y'all really watched this. Watch it again and tell me what before you do what you're about to do. Just watch it again. And like if it was like I owe it all to him, and I do, and I tell him that like I owe Joseph Sikora a lot. Like he fought for me. I ain't know him from Adam. I never met him a day in my life. He ain't had to do that.
That's awesome.
I never met him a day in my life. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you right now, you got another career going. You are a comedian, and it's natural. And, let me know when you come into DC.
That's my bucket list. Like, no, I will show you, dog. I will show you. My bucket list is to just not care one day, like have me a couple drinks and go to an open mic somewhere here in LA and try to do one of those amateur open mics, right?
Go ahead, man, because you know that.
Look, what this say? Look, I start writing. It say stand up, right?
Right.
Tells me that.
Wow.
And I started writing this because what I was gonna do during the pandemic when we couldn't even work, I said, babe, I remember talking to my girl. I was like, everybody keep telling me that I should do stand up. I'm like, I don't see it. I just be telling the truth. I'm like, I ain't saying nothing funny. Like I don't niggas think I'm funny.
You're hilarious.
I'm one of them, you know. I'm like, I'm telling the truth. But she was like, no, that's why people like it. So I was literally gonna try to like put together something intimate, like invite like 40-something people and rent out a small space and record it and make it like a comedy special that I just dropped in the middle of the pandemic. That's what
that would be dope.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna do during the pandemic, and then I ended up booking Power during the pandemic. So I was like, oh, well, but that is on my bucket list. I tell my girl, I go to all those open mics. I go to like the Comedy Store out here in LA. I go to that. I love. It was comedians that made me want to act. It wasn't really other actors. Like I used to watch Martin Lawrence stand-ups and Eddie Murphy stand-ups and all of that type of stuff and want to act. Because I was like, dude, if Kevin Hart too, if they can stand there by themselves and make people go like this, oh, I know they can be an actor, and I want to do that. I want to be able to be an actor, but be able to make 1,000 people just stand there and go like this while I'm just standing there with a microphone. Like that, to me, that's amazing. That's better than being a rapper to me. Like, because they got beats and melodies and all type of stuff that psychologically, that mind tricks you to go like this. But when it's just somebody standing there in silence with a microphone talking and you still go like this, that's different to me.
So was that your ad lib on the episode when you told them they needed to catch the bus and go to school and take a history class?
That was so funny. I'm
really from Chicago, so I remember, and I'm so glad that they kept it. And see, I'm friends with the dude who plays Blackston, Barton. That's like one of my best friends in real life, like long.
Oh wow!
He since he been on the Shy, like he been one of my best friends for years. So he ended up getting on the show, and that was just me and him playing, but they hadn't cut yet. Because like literally the scene just supposed to end. I give them the money, and then they say, I love, shake my hand, and they walk back up the stairs. And I'm like, hey, no, but what you need to do with that money, you need to take your ass up.
That was hilarious.
Go to Chicago State. Take that money, go in the office, ask for the counselor. She gonna get you like, I just kept going and was just playing. And every take, me and Bart did something different. Every take, we was just playing with it. But I was so glad that they liked it and kept it because, you know, sometimes
it was hilarious.
They allow us to play. They do. They allow us to play around. And sometimes they keep it, sometimes they don't, because we give them what they call clean takes, where we say pretty much exactly the way it's written without ad-libbing, without give us a clean take so everybody's happy, network, studio, everybody, clean take, and we'll convince them that it should be this take. But give us the one that everybody will be happy with.
Okay.
And it'll be trust us that we'll convince them that it'll be this take. You know what I'm saying? So we do a lot of clean takes, but I was happy that they chose the one where they let us play a little bit at the end and just add because I felt like being from Chicago, it's those little things that'll make people like, all right, you know what? I like this show. Especially somebody being from Chicago. That's all it would take for me to like a show, is to hear them say something about Chicago State and the red line and getting off on 95th. Something so simple and dumb.
Mhm.
But being from Chicago, that would make me say, I'll be like, bro, you know what, bro? No, I like this show. They real, bro. Like, cause how they know that? How they know?
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
It was. That was the money tape.
That really
That
made
was the money tape.
yeah.
Thank you.
And so, Kris, we want to be mindful of your time.
I love y'all, nigga. We do that.
Yo, I mean, we could sit up here and ask you questions all day, but
Right.
we do try to, make sure we keep in mind that you have other things to do. I know you are very busy. So if you could give us some words that could sum up these last 2 episodes and what we can expect.
Yes.
Give us some word, like a word or 2 words that you think that would describe these last 2 episodes. Because it's got me on the edge of my seat. My palms are sweating. I feel like some people might not make it.
Dangerous. These last 2 episodes are dangerous. These are very dangerous episodes. These are this is danger. Danger.
You better not hurt Diamond. You better not hurt Diamond.
Why I gotta be the first person that's gonna hurt somebody?
Exactly.
I'm not
gonna
hurt me.
Tommy.
No, I ain't gonna. I may or may not hurt anybody.
You see, may or may not.
I
may or may not.
Right. Confirm nor deny that I may or may not hurt.
Plausible deniability. I like that.
Right. No, but I'm gonna say dangerous. It's gonna be exciting. It's a lot of it's gonna be some eye openers. And it's gonna be some changes. Changes. It's gonna be some eye openers. It's gonna be some exposing. It's gonna be some. Yeah, I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
I'm playing them in my head. I ain't seen them, but I'm thinking about what happens in my head. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be some. It's dangerous. Let's just stick with this. It's dangerous.
Okay. I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick now.
Yes,
now you are a quadruple threat. You sing, you rap, you're a songwriter, you're a movie mogul. So I'm wondering if you could just take a minute, a second, and spit a few bars about the spot real talk.
Man, I threw the rapping hat off, man. I just write it now.
That might be too much of a hot seat, Ron.
Yeah. I think so.
You know what? I was always told you got to shoot your shot. You know?
Right.
Well, Kris, we do appreciate you definitely for taking the time to chat with us today. I can speak for us all when we say we thoroughly enjoyed it, I think. And we are so looking forward to these last few episodes after what you just told us.
Man, look out, it's coming in. It's gonna be great, man. I hope to see y'all season 2.
Oh, you will.
Most definitely.
That's not a hope.
No, I'm saying I hope.
I got you.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hope so. I hope you make it.
There's 2 episodes left. I told you, stay dangerous. So
just tell us who we got to write to. That's all. We got our spotters. Just tell us who we got to write to. You need to be on there for life.
But you know what? You're like one of the most talked about characters every week. So I can't see you going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, I'm not in the writer's room, but
I'm not in there
but
either.
You are one of the most talked about, good or bad. And the show needs that. You kind of remind me, your character kind of reminds me of Dre from the original Power, because people love to hate him or whatever, and he was real slippery and he stayed around and people were like, well, when is he gonna get it? Your character reminds me of him. So I feel like they would be good to keep Jenard around.
Yes.
I hope so. I mean,
I like that tension.
I don't want to hurt nobody, man. Jenard just want to have a good time, man. Make some money, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a little fun. Jenard ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Well, you know what? No matter what you do, Jenard, it's gonna turn to gold, brother.
Right.
You are all that. So
Yes, we're rooting for Kris and we are rooting for Jenard to get it together. Hopefully you can leave the dark side, and I doubt that it'll happen, but we can only be so hopeful.
Yes, man. Thank y'all so much, man. This was super. I appreciate all y'all, man.
We appreciate you. This has been really fun.
Oh, man. Yeah. I like all the interviews need to be like this from now on. I don't want to do no more that's not like this.
Well, I gotta tell you, before you go, to Anthony Fleming, when he was on here, he gave you high praise. He said that whenever you are on screen, you can't take your eyes off. I mean, yeah,
and it's true.
AF3 got to relax. See, he needs, first of all, he needs to relax. He needs to relax and calm down. So does everyone. But AF3 is the man, dog. Like, I respect people that I feel like are thespians, because I'm not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I tell people I'm not, bro. I'm all feeling, I'm all instinct, I'm all just real life. I don't know methods. I couldn't tell you who Swarovski is. I don't know. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. I tried to watch the Denzel thing. What is it? That Lord Macbeth, can't do it. I'm not that, bro. I'm not that into it. I cannot watch it. I'm not him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for people that are, I hold a high level of respect for. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, dude, like, you really, you know your craft, you know this, and I know my craft, but I know it in other ways. You know what I'm saying? I know it through actually being on set for 20 years, not necessarily because I went to acting school or I did theater and drama, and I didn't do none of that. I was playing sports or I was in the streets. That was really it. And that's just the truth. I was playing sports or I was in the streets, and I learned how to act through that, I guess, or channel emotions enough to make people say I'm an actor. I don't know what it is, but I wasn't trained for it, and it's just God-given. So I respect Anthony Fleming III so much, bro, and he's like a great dude, and I couldn't be happier for him because he's from Chicago too. Him and Joseph Secor have been longtime friends. They did theater together back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And even more testament as to why Joseph Secor is the realest one in the game, because not only did he help me, but he got his homie from theater on the show playing his brother series regular. No, in his city. Joseph Secor, they're gonna put some respect on his name. Like,
they better.
Make sure they, because like, nah, like he
a real one for real.
He doing what some of ours won't do.
Right.
There you go.
I heard that.
They won't even send an email, text message sometimes. He calls studios on behalf. I'm the Jesus. That is beautiful. Right. That is amazing. Like, in your position, I'm like, you know, you don't have to be this nice anymore, right, Joseph? I'm like, you. He's like, no, you know, Kris, you gotta be, man. That's why I like you, because you're just you, Kris, and you don't try to be anything else. You're just Kris.
Sounds like him.
Yes, he did.
And that's rare. That's what he's saying. I'll be like, hey, man, I love you too, Joseph. That's all I can say. I love you too, bro.
But look, when you get your stand-up, please invite the Spotville Talk. We will come to California.
I'm coming backstage. We're going to have a shot before I go on stage, and then I'm going
to talk to
the audience. I'll be like, look, man, what we got? He was just backstage with me while you're talking.
Right.
Do it.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, we have had a wonderful time. Thanks again. And we are wishing you all the best.
All the best.
Everybody. Mr. PoPo. Love, man.
Thank you.
All love. Thank you.
All love.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
How about now?
I pull up you deep on my niggas, consider it's pivotal. Trap through the app, make her clap it, don't cap it, she tapping it fast. I think that you know they be catching it. Standing 6 feet up, casting a shadow of niggas that talk like they bad it. They know that we got it, they talk far from actual. I make the waves so tsunami, I dare you to paddle in. The trunk steady rattling. Blowing top tier to keep my thoughts clear. I see the opt in there, I'm on my shot, call a big boss. That never know the time, I'm never clocking in. Wildflower, I'm like Denzel, I've been in men on fire. Bitch, I'm hot lava, you are not scarred, you are proudly. I'm a real to the coffin seal. Heart chill from all this talking real. Recent life feel like a highlight reel. Currently thumbing through currency. I'm from the avenue, bitch, I'ma get it regardless. I told little baby to slide with that Lotus, pull up with the garden. My guard is down till you come around, trying to hold you some. Give a fuck how you feel, I don't owe you nothing.